What is going on, guys? I put out a post last week just asking if anybody would be interested in a tour of our ClickUp master dashboard. I'm actually really excited. Last week we just put a few updates on it. We are continuously improving our system as well as taking a lot of the feedback that we're hearing from a lot of our other partners who were helping build their systems. And so continuously I'm getting all kinds of new ideas and exposure to new things, as well as investing into coaching and training. I'm constantly inspired, so I'm happy to share this with you guys, and hopefully this inspires you too. So with that, let's just jump right into it. If you guys have ever had issues just keeping track of your clients, who's on what plan, when they paid, what their health level is, when is the last time we checked in with them, when's the next time we should check in with them, are we getting the stuff done that we need to get done for them, all of that and more, even staying on top of the team, right, and the project management and accountability. This is all included in here, so let's just jump right into it. So this is our master dashboard, just at a quick glance. I did want to actually give you guys a couple of tips in the beginning. Quick tip number one, of course, when you come in, if you have your sidebar here, right here at the top, I've already pinned my favorites here. So you see I can unpin from my favorites. When it's not pinned, it's usually in your sidebar, but I like to have it pinned at the top because then if I collapse this sidebar, I have this amazing like widescreen real estate to work with, right? And so tip number one, favorites bar pinned at the top. So you'll see here, I'll just kind of walk you through each of the sections, tell you what type of widget it is, what settings I used for the widget, and also any filters that are applied. So first of all, I like to give it a lot of character. So we have just this little banner here. All this is a text block widget, really simple. With the text block widgets, you can add text, slash commands, buttons, images, all kinds of stuff. So all I did here was I just used a slash command for an attachment, and then I was able to go and browse inside my computer and select an image. And so that's pretty simple. These are also on the left side, the quick links and the entry forms, which, let me get this thing moved over here. Just move my face out of the way for a second. So we'll start with the quick links section. So this also is a text block, and you can see these are just buttons that I've put in here. Buttons, you give it a title, you can paste a link in there. You can say if you want it left, center, or right aligned. And all of these quick links just pretty much go to our Google Drive folder where we contain a lot of stuff that we're, storing in there. Access to the parent folder that contains all the subfolders for all of our partners and clients. We have a way to get to we have a beginning of day login and an end of day log off process. We have an area where we have our one-page impact plan talking about our company culture, values, mission, our monthly and quarterly objectives. And then we have two main products and services here. We have done for you systems, and we're working on our own content stuff as well as some other exciting news to come in the future, but more on that later. And pretty much little GIFs. So I love the GIFs. This is like gonna be my most favorite part so every day I will put in a GIF. Like usually it's based on the day of the week a lot of times. So you can put in this little Jiffy editor and it just makes work fun, right? So fun, so much fun. So that's my favorite thing about that. This is just a great way to keep everybody on the same page, have the accountability, just provide some quick links, increase efficiency, minimize clicks, centralize resources. It's really helpful from what I think. So I'll just move this back out of the way so we can talk about our entry forms. So we have a few different types of entry forms. Client onboarding, prospect entry, template entry. Basically, client onboarding makes some simple sense, right? That's what's going to kick off our one-click automation onboarding to get everything done, to preset all of the tasks, kick off any automations, create a Google Drive folder, send the client an onboarding email, with a link to schedule their onboarding session, send them out that initial like access and just getting them setting those initial expectations really quick and easy, right? Prospect entry, our main sales guy, he'll kind of do that. He'll just, if he sees somebody from our group or engaging and wants to get them input into the CRM, that's how he gets them put into the CRM really quick. Template entry form. So actually, I'll tell you really quick now, all of these, and 2 of these over here, those are all actual ClickUp forms. So there's various lists that we have in ClickUp, and that's something actually really important to tell you guys about from the beginning. Is the way that I build ClickUp is I have some lists that are specific for tasks, and tasks, of course, must have an assignee, a due date, and should have a priority, versus other lists are going to be just data containers. We're just simply storing information here. So it's kind of like if we have, for example, a software list in our company. So we list each task. I don't like how ClickUp calls everything a task. Reword that, or like reframe how you're thinking about it. Monday says add items. So just thinking, again, in terms of you literally relate it to a spreadsheet, an Excel sheet or a Google spreadsheet. At the end of the day, it's a collection of columns and rows. So each list, AKA, is its own spreadsheet. On our software list, it's like Zoom, Loom, whatever, right? That's the thing. And then we can add as much information columns. Similarly with the client profile, client name, email, address, phone number, Google My Business link. That's just other columns on the spreadsheet. And so just to preface that, we've got a bunch of different lists, right? And all of these lists have a form. So there's just different ways that we categorize our work and things of that sort. So actually, you know what? I'll show you this little section down here because, again, we just recently did a big overhaul. So this little announcements section is just to tell the team what those new updates are. So I was just saying to them, we have an area to tell me when something's broken, needs fixing. We have an area to enter in our admin systems setup miscellaneous tasks, right? We have an area to enter in random little things to remember to do and update clients on. We have actual content that we're working on. So we have an ideas list, but we also have like the production work area. We like to keep our ideas separate from work area. So we've got a couple idea lists. Design, that's more of the projects, actually project design and like other marketing projects, general ideas, and then content ideas. So all of those just go to a relevant spot in ClickUp, and we've got other things behind the scenes. If you guys want, of course, to know a little bit more, actually, quick note is we're going to be showing how we set up our ClickUp and how we do it, because when it all comes down to it, like ClickUp is a very, very powerful software, and it's all about what you built into it, right? You are the master, but everything has a purpose. Everything should come in with an intention to achieve a certain goal. And again, that's why we have our task lists or task spaces versus our information container lists and spaces, things of that sort. So yeah, just a couple other ideas. So this is how we enter in a whole bunch of ideas. But now that we've gotten all the pretty fun, shiny things out of the way, well, it all comes down to the tasks that we're doing, right? So when we have certain lists or certain spaces that are designed for tasking, this one, so again, all of these were just text, what do we call it? Text blocks with buttons, with lines, with text, with GIFs, with an attached image. Those are all the same. This widget here, this is a task list widget. So you can create a list view using tasks from any location. So pretty much in our ClickUp, there's 10 locations where we have various tasks. That's just how we kind of categorize the type of tasks that we're working on. And so I have those selected pretty much all throughout. We group them by due date. We do include subtasks. And here's the filters that we do. So in this case, and actually maybe I'll X off of this and just show you the filters this way because that'll be up here. So this dashboard, I should have mentioned it in the beginning. This dashboard is designed to be a dynamic me mode dashboard. So this dashboard looks unique to the individual who's looking at it. ClickUp by definition says, use this filter to automatically filter for the person that's viewing this view. So it's pretty cool. With that, also, in this first section, we're only looking at the things that are past due or due today. So, hey, this is overdue or it's due today. This should be the first immediate things that we're looking to get done. And we just set up also the status to say that, hey, the status is not done and not closed. We only want to look at the open, active tasks that either are due today or are overdue. And I've also applied a couple other sorting methods. So you can see this little doodad here. If I clicked it and went the reverse order, it's going to reverse the dates. But since, again, we're only looking at today versus yesterday, it's already sorted. Priority in this case, though, this is my second one because I do like to put the urgent and high priority things first, right? These are low priority. So it makes sense to have that the reverse way where the actual most urgent things are showing first and then high and then normal, low, and then none. So yeah, that's kind of pretty much this. One thing that I wanted to mention, really quick, the next one is the next 7 days. So literally everything else is the same from the first, all the locations, same grouping by date with the subtasks. But in this one, we say the due date is the next 7 days, but it's not today because of course we already talked about today in the first one. So we don't want to see redundant and duplicate information. That's the only difference. But what I wanted to talk about next is in this task area and how our team handles the communication is the statuses and comments. 90% of our team communication takes place in ClickUp via updating a status. So saying, hey, this is in progress, I'm working on it versus, oh, this is on hold. Of course, though, there should be a comment. So ClickUp has the comments section, and I love to display the latest comment right here so that we kind of know where we stand on this thing. Of course, assignee, all tasks must have an assignee, must have a due date. Otherwise, they're not accounted for. And leads me into, I have an ops manager dashboard, a way to keep track and tabs on all kinds of other things, 30,000 foot view to make sure things are rolling. So if you guys ever want to see that, or I'm sure I'll be showing that in the future. But these comments are how we communicate, the status in the comments. 90% of our communication takes place in ClickUp. The other 10% is a collective between Slack DMs. We have mainly Slack set up as a notification platform for us. Actually, all of our ClickUp notifications also get filtered into Slack. So literally, it's just a notification platform in that sense, but we do have a couple group channels and DMs. Aside from that, maybe here and there an email or a calendar invite, but we have a team huddle every day in Discord, and we'll have a 911 Facebook emergency thing if for some reason, again, with remote work and laptop lifestyle and traveling and being in other countries, sometimes power and internet and things happen, so we have that kind of as a backup communication method. But other than that, 90% in ClickUp. And so that brings me to the next section, just to kind of get that out of the way. But you can see all of these tasks that are being done, that are being worked on, and this is the next part, the account management section. So inside the account management section, of course, we're going to have this information blurred to protect other client sensitive data and whatnot, but we're keeping track of our client business or brand names, essentially. The next one, the assignee, is who is the main point of contact, like who is the one who's facilitating the relationship and keeping in close communication with them. Of course, the business owner name, client health, that's where we get to keep track of how we feel the client relationship is and if this client is going to need extra special touch points and more close communication. Of course, due date, this is the native ClickUp due date. So this would be like their billing due date. And if they're set up on a recurring date, we're able to set that up. So it's just a good way to keep track of that. Notes pretty much regarding their contract or billing. And these are my 3 favorite fields. These are the ones that myself and my team really keep close tabs on to know the last time we checked in with somebody versus the next time that we should check in with somebody. And when we do, what is the next step summary? Like, what is the next step to progress in the process? So I really love this section. And of course, this goes into their client profile where we have all kinds of other information. This is just at a glance, like quick view, the most important information that the team should know about these guys. And at the same time, if we went into one of these actual client profiles, there's so much more information in there, like the links to their website, their social profiles, where they're located, phone numbers, emails, points of contact info, you name it, the link to their Google Drive folder, their agreement that's attached. Like, client profiles are so huge. So this is just scratching the surface. And on to the next section, just to kind of gamify things, sometimes here and there, is we have this little points section. And this is just workspace points. See who's communicating efficiently, checking tasks, and providing the most output. We like to look at a rolling 10-day period because, sometimes like with Saturday and Sunday, like 7 days sometimes doesn't give us a full picture. I like 10 days. So over the last 10 days, anywhere where we're doing actual work, I just pretty much selected like those areas where we're actually doing work. Who has added how many comments? Who has resolved how many comments? Who has completed what tasks or worked on what tasks? And so this is just a great way to kind of gamify it at a certain point, and at the same time keeps us, we like to hold each other accountable in our team, and we also like to help provide additional help and support. Luckily, we have a team who's very skilled in multiple areas. Of course, we all have our own little area of expertise and specialty areas, but when the workload capacity kind of gets stretched thin, or if there's another project that happened to come in, and we're collectively always working together as a team. And this helps us to actually make sure that we're communicating effectively. The last section is activity view. So I have a little activity view across the whole business, across the entire ClickUp pretty much. And this is a me mode filter, also where the assignee is just me. So it's relative to whoever is looking at this. Chase's view would look different than mine, would look different than Pedro's, all of that. So this is where you can see a time-stamped record of everything that you've done in ClickUp up to that point. And again, when I do actually the Ops Manager dashboard walkthrough, that's where I review BOD and EODs. I can see the whole bird's eye view, everybody's tasks, workload capacity, all kinds of things like that. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you want to see anything more, if there's something that you got inspired by that you would like me to create some other additional content on, by all means, I'm happy to produce that to let you know. We have a masterclass that's going to be coming out very soon where we're going to deep dive into the 5 systems that I recommend as far as digital agency owners and agency essentials in ClickUp. So with that, I hope this was helpful for you guys. If there's anything else that you're interested in learning about or that you want to see, just let me know. Peace, guys. And also with that, just a quick little thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention it yet, but, and now there's a garbage truck coming by. That's fun.